start with our back control. So I'm starting chest to back connection with a seatbelt for this drill. We don't always have to have a seatbelt when we're using chest to back connection, right? But just for the sake of this drill, it is going to make it a little bit easier. So I've got chest to back control, I've got both my hooks in, and I've got my seatbelt, all right? My job as the attacker is to try to take one of his arms and trap it underneath my leg, and I have to be able to get my arm out, all right? So like if you trap your own arm with his arm, that does not count as a win, all right? So my job is to figure out how do I take one of his arms and trap it underneath his arm here, all right? So that's how I win. So if I get here, I win. Sean wins, right? Or defensive player wins if he's able to escape chest to back connection. So he doesn't have to escape into a dominant position. Like he doesn't have to get on top of me. If he does, great. But if he gets to any type of position where I'm no longer on his back, right? Even if I am like, no, and I'm coming up, and I'm like, well, I'm still on top of him, right? Well, you don't have chest to back control anymore. So you must maintain the chest to back control, and you want to try to get the arm trapped under your leg. Sean wins if he's able to escape chest to back. So one more time. Attacker is trying to figure out how to take one arm, trap it underneath my leg, and then get my arm out. All right? If I can get to here, I win. I must still have chest to back. All right? If he is able to get out of my chest to back control, right? He escapes, whatever, we're no longer chest to back, then he wins. Ready? Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Way to play the switcheroo on them.
So I'm starting chest to back control, all right? This time I get to start with the arm trapped, okay? So I have one arm trapped, not both arms trapped, like don't be doing this, okay? I have one arm trapped. I would still recommend your seatbelt here if I were you, but feel free to play with whatever you would like. But my chest is connected to his back, got both hooks wrapped around him, and I've got one leg wrapped over his arm, all right? My job is to maintain this position, okay? So if he's able to get his arm free, we're still going as long as I have chest to back connection. I can either switch arms or I can try to retrap that same arm, right? But my job is to try to just stay here for as long as possible, right? So the top player does not have a win condition, or the offensive player does not have a win condition this time. My job is to just try to get a high score, maintain this position for as long as possible, okay? Sean's objective is to escape, all right? So his job is to escape chest to back connection and try to get out, however he's able to do that, all right? This time, I'm gonna have you guys start in the back triangle. So you're gonna start with the triangle locked up in the back triangle position, all right? Your job is to just maintain this position, all right? So you're not trying to choke him, right? If at any point the person in the back triangle feels like they're being choked, feel free to just tap, that's totally fine, and then just let go, right? But my objective is not to choke him or try to submit him with like an arm lock or anything. I'm just maintaining this position, all right? If he turns into me and I'm still like in a triangle position, you're still going, all right? He has to escape the triangle position. So as long as you're in the triangle position, you're good. Ideally, we want to try to stay on the back triangle, right? But if he turns into me and we wind up in a normal triangle, that's fine as well, all right? So one person's just trying to escape the triangle. As soon as he's out of the back, or as soon as he's out of the triangle, he wins. You're just trying to maintain the triangle for as long as possible. Play for like 45 more seconds, guys. To be fair, Sean has really good triangles.
I thought you got I did, my arm hurt.
Never mind. This time we're starting with the arm trapped, all right? But this time I have a win condition, all right? So I have an objective. So my job is to go from this position to try to get this arm like up onto the shoulder and try to triangle my legs. So you guys can get closer if you need to be able to see. But my job is to get to this position. So he's got his head in, he's got his arm in, and he has one arm out of my legs, all right? Very helpful waving. All right, so one more time. I'm here, I'm starting, chest to back control. I've got both hooks in, I have one arm trapped, all right? My job is to figure out how to go from this position to where I've got one leg over his shoulder, and I've got my legs triangled. So I've got my knee over my ankle bone, right? I've got one arm trapped in, and I've got his head trapped in, all right? So like this would not count, right? Or like this would not count. Or if I had both arms, I don't even know how I would, that would not count, right? I need to have one in, one out, and I need to have his head in, all right? If at any point, same thing as the previous game, if at any point I lose the arm, I can either try to re-trap the same arm, or I can try to switch arms. It's totally fine, all right? And try to get to that triangle position, all right? Once you get to the triangle position, you win. Sean's objective is the same. He just has to escape chest to back control. So he can try to escape out of this position however he wants, right? Even if he winds up in a not dominant position, even if I wind up on top in like a side control or a mount, if I no longer have chest to back, I've lost. All right. That doesn't feel good to me. Damn it. Nice. That counts. Nice job. So we're starting with chest to back control and with one arm trapped, all right? This time I'm allowed to do any submission from the back, all right? So I can rear naked choke, I can switch to my arm bar, right? Or I can try to switch to my back triangle and try to either finish with the back triangle or finish with an arm lock from the back triangle. Mm-hmm. All right, bottom player's or defensive player's job is to just to escape. All right, so we're starting here, one arm trapped with my seatbelt, chest to back connection. If he's able to get to where I'm no longer on his back, all right, that's a win for him. All right, I win if I can tap him out with any submission from the back. So rear naked choke, arm bar, triangle, back triangle, or an arm lock from the back triangle. Okay, sorry. Nice. I'm not angry. doing this shit. Oh, throw your leg over his head.